You put your laptop brightness up.
On Apple, is it control or function or what is it?
I wouldn't have a
Alt
clue.
delete. Amal, your audio just
How do
went
you turn
weird for me.
brightness up on a laptop?
Testing 1 2 1 2.
No, you're fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Brightness
good.
in the bottom corner.
Huh? I don't know. Well, what have I
I
done?
missed this, man. I fucking missed this, boys.
Yeah, bad.
Just
Fuck,
put
man.
brightness
Yeah.
up.
Fuck, if it's not for the potty, you don't see Carl. Fucking hell.
Hard working man, cuz.
Fucking Jor.
Is it the brightest?
What the fuck have I done
Just-
down here, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to take a photo and I'm going to post it up on the fucking potty page. Yeah, does that
Maybe.
sound?
New episode. Take 2.
Alan's fucking head.
I don't know. That's all right.
And
Am I
Moose's
bright now, Amal?
screen is just white. Because you're full dark.
It's very dark.
What do you mean
Does it look
dark?
dark? Does it look dark to
Nah.
you?
No.
Bro, your face is darker than your beard.
The contrast. That's contrast.
Is that better?
Moose,
I don't know how much
your
brighter you
face
can
looks
be.
like a tomato there in the photo.
What do you mean?
Because I'm telling you what I mean.
Hang on. What if I take this in my hat? Hello?
Much better.
That's better.
Ah,
No, it wasn't.
it is. It actually is.
Yeah, it was.
We'll go like that. Fuck it.
Yeah, it actually looks better.
All right, let's count it down.
Let's do it. Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have Carl, George, Andy, and Moose. And we are the Monday Blues, officially back for season 2024, take 2, because the first one cooked it. Absolutely cooked it. But thankfully, the boys, Andy and George, were able to get on for a quick show. But this is the official season launch for the Monday Blues. Gents, how are we doing? Carl, how are you?
Well, very well. New year, new me. I'm very well, boys. Good to see us. Been a while.
It has been a while.
Pals.
It has been a while. I've missed this. I don't know about you guys, man, but there's been a void in my heart for about 3 months. My wife has been happy, but there's been a void in my heart. She'll leave me for that. George, how are you?
Good, mate. Absolutely stoked to be kicking it off again. I think it has been too long. I was trying to think of all this disposable time that we had on weekends and nights when we were recording. So that's good. Lots been happening. Lots been happening in the world, in Australia since we last recorded. I think we're the only group of Middle Easterns that don't have an Acai truck in Melbourne. So we haven't started that bandwagon yet. But and I'm excited to be back.
I don't know what the buzz is about the Acai because it's crap.
They're awesome.
No,
they're
it's
awesome.
crap.
No, they're awesome.
I tried it
fan.
today, first time. Like it.
Really?
Come
It's
on.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
it's
a
actually
fan.
pretty good.
I'm not
I
a
love it.
fan.
I'm a huge fan. What'd you get? What topping?
Good question. We didn't get any toppings. We had the
Wow,
fruit,
bro.
we had the granola, and just the acai. That's it.
Nah, bro. You got to get the topping. You get Nutella.
Gotta
You get
get the
Nutella,
Biscoff. Diabetes. Best, bro.
Healthy alternative, and then chuck a bunch of toppings on it. I'm never doing that action again. But anyway, we do have an acai sponsor spot available for the podcast. If anyone is interested, just give us a shout out. Craven Go, Acai Kings, anyone, let us know.
Hashtag.
Moose, how you doing?
Tired, cuz. Just tired, bro. Tired.
Yeah. Working
Yeah.
hard?
Yeah, work's been busy. Kids keeping it crazy. I just got back from Andrew Huberman podcast. He had a live show at the convention centre. Listened to his
How was
podcast
it?
for a while. Shout out to Andrew Huberman if you're listening. He doesn't even like football, so forget it. It was actually really good. Yeah, enjoyed it. It's really good.
Good.
Hmm.
Good stuff.
What about you, Andy?
I've had a summer, to say the least.
Plead the fifth, bro. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, no comment.
No
Move
comment.
on. I'm good. I'm very good. Happiest I've been in a long time. So, if you know who, if you're watching,
Amal, how you been, man?
take the wheel. Take the wheel.
I've been good. the weather it's been shit. I mean,
Bipolar.
recently it's gotten a little better, but we had a 2-week shutdown period at work, and I would have loved to spend a bit more time at the beach and things like that, and get out outdoors, but just none of that. And only now, once everyone's returned to work, does the weather want to start to improve over the weekends, which is a bit shit. But anyway, it is what it is. We're back here. I'm just glad the footy's literally around the corner. It's what is it? It's less than a month away. When is the first?
The March.
The first game's on the 7th.
March, right?
First game is like
it's not
the
fun.
other irrelevant games are on the 7th, but
True.
the big boys play on the 8th. I actually have a countdown on my phone. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm fucking pumped.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am pumped.
Is that opening round?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Round 0 or something.
Yeah.
Open
It's
your
a weird
breath.
one this year, eh?
It's different.
We return to the scene of
Mm.
the last scene of last year. So,
You guys, yeah. He's going, Georgie and Andy going, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll be flying up. So,
nice.
who is coming to Brizzy or will be in Brizzy, shout out. It'll be great to catch up and say g'day. But yeah, it was bloody brilliant last time. Honestly, the club put on a bit at the Plough Inn, I think it was, and the march to the Gabba. But yeah, we'll be probably doing the same sort of thing or something similar. But it was a great buzz last time. So
yeah, I loved it.
Nice.
Ready for the drum roll? Was it the Plough In or the Plough Out?
Oh,
get out.
Log off right now.
See yourself out.
Drink your moment.
In the mouth.
Yeah.
Tell them, cunt.
That in the mouth.
What's it been like for you guys in the off season? Now, over the last couple of years, we've emotions have been high going into the off season, especially with the way that Carlton has been performing. But this season was different. We made it to a preliminary final. We smashed Brisbane in the first quarter. Everyone was. I know Carl and I were immediately talking about grand final tickets and everything like that, and then it just all went downhill from there. But it's a bit of a different feeling coming into this season, because now, whilst there is expectation on the team and heavy expectations as well, we got people like Sam McClure coming out saying that we're premiership favourites and this and that. It's a different feeling, because I think we can live up to the expectations this time. Does anyone feel any different to that?
Call it early.
I know, with Sam McClure's call, right? Like we always say, whatever the media says, if they either underplay us or they overplay us, like, we're always sort of skeptical on it. But like internally in the club, right? If you don't internally think that you're premiership favourites, like what are you doing, right? So like with what we've sort of built and our run last year, so like we can talk as a fan base and media and whatnot, but internally in the club, like that's got to be the mindset, right? Like if you're not thinking, hey, we should be there, we should be there on the last Saturday of September, we should be competing, and if Voss and the players and all they aren't buying into that belief, so yeah, like that McClure call will sort of, it'll be interesting the first couple of weeks of the season, and opposition fans will chime in, and media pundits and whatnot. But realistically, in the club, they shouldn't be thinking that.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
You don't go into a season after the season you've just had. You don't go into a season not being really confident. We showed in that back half of the season they can't touch us, man. We ran out of legs at the end against Brisbane. I wholeheartedly believe if we had finished top, and look, there's a lot of ifs and buts and maybes, but we beat Collingwood on grand final day. I wholeheartedly believe that, and I might get hate for that, whatever. But what could have been? So we go into this season, like George said, you have to believe that you're the team. You have to.
That's why it's important we start well this season.
Yeah,
absolutely, Carl.
Yeah.
And towards the latter half of last season, our big names weren't performing. It was our role players that were really putting in the hard yards and getting us over the line. So if we can continue that trend with the role players like your Cottrells and the like, performing in the same manner that they did at the back half of last year, and then get your Cripps and your Kernos. Like Kerno had a crap finals run, right? Charlie, by the way, Ed's gone now, obviously, but Charlie had a crap finals run. Harry Mackay wasn't really, he didn't really kick it off either. We've seen one, goal kicking technique or whatever you want to call it, that Carlton put up a couple of weeks back at the open training session where he kicked a drop punt from 45 out on a 45-degree angle and everyone lost the plot. But if he can continue that into the season, who realistically is going to stop us? I mean, last year, what was it, round 19 or round 20 when we beat Collingwood at the MCG? Do you guys remember that game?
July 28.
We were 3 or 4 men down.
Round 20.
I think we lost a few during the game. Chera wasn't playing. Our midfield was a bit light on, but
Chera actually killed it in the first half of that game.
Came off injured.
And then came off injured. Yeah.
He was instrumental in that
And
first
they still
half.
stuck it in their mouth, but
Yeah, and it's stuff like that he stood.
Welcome back to the Monday Blues, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you've missed us.
It's situations like that in the past, historically, that would have derailed us, right? In game, bang, we've lost. That's it. That's how fragile we were. But not anymore. Not anymore. It's a bit of a different situation. But nevertheless, we now start preseason off like we have over the last couple of years with injuries, and those injuries this year being
standard.
Sorry, Amal. Before we go into the injuries, I really, really liked Carl's point about us needing to start well, because if we start really well, we can afford to manage players towards the back end of the season.
Correct. Yeah.
And going into finals, you got a fresh midfield, you got a fresh forward line. You'd be able to manage your team, and that's what ultimately was the difference. We couldn't afford to.
We couldn't afford to.
We were chasing. Every game was a final for 12 weeks. So I think Carl made a really, really good point, and we shouldn't gloss over it, how important a good start is
100%
next year. So great call, Carl.
100%.
We were 4-1-8, I think, was the tally before we went on that run. And as you said, like, to manage players, like, we went into that Brisbane game, Akers had one shoulder, Cripps had,
Concussion.
He had no ribs by the end of it.
He had a mattress
under his jersey. Walsh, Chera, and also, like, to your point, Amal, earlier, which is a good point, is in terms of the upside when you think about it, is that our best players, when you really think about it, realistically speaking, even in the entirety of the season, it was only really Charlie Curnow and Wiedering who had career best seasons. Nick Newman, as well, I would say as well. And I'm not sure if I missed anyone. Happy to be corrected. But, Walsh missed a bit of a chunk of the season. He had a blistering final series, absolutely. But Chera had a great run. And then when he came back from injury, he wasn't at that level. Mackay, obviously nowhere near his Coleman year and what he's capable of.
He was nowhere near anything, to be honest.
Nah, see, I disagree. He was great everywhere on the ground. And I said this all year.
He did.
He was having a great season, but in front of the sticks, it was all in here. He was cooking himself in here.
Yep.
So, man, I said this in our failed recording. I made the big call that I think he will kick more goals than Charlie this year.
Stick by that.
I'm standing by that. I think Harry will have a ripper season if he can. That's the only part of his game he needed to work on. Everything else in his game. What other big man in the league does run down tackles like him? What other big man in the league forward will run down week after week and take impressive marks in the back line? He doesn't. I know Moose is giving me that look.
I'm going to argue on this, Andy. Look, he's probably done it a handful of times, and you've seen it and you've got a hard on. Like, I don't think he can do it consistently. Sorry.
But he did do it consistently.
I don't think he did.
I think he did. I think he did it week in, week out. And that's why we played him up the ground, because we knew he was no good in front of the goals.
That's a big call.
Yeah, I stand by that, bro. I think Moose. I think
bring in Moose. I reckon Moose will be good.
Moose is going to kill it next year. I honestly think Harry. If God willing, whoever you pray to, just pray. If he gets his head right, and he can, stick a few goals on the board, who is going to stop us? He is the key. He is honestly the difference.
I will read out a quote from Sam McClure. We're talking about Sam McClure's call just earlier about what he made the other day. But at the end of Jan, he said, and this is a bit of a shift in what he said earlier this week, but he said at the end of Jan on 3AW, he said, if Harry Mackay is able to fix his goal kicking woes, I don't think there's a team out there that can stop him and Charlie Curnow. But if his kicking woes continue and Curnow can't carry the team, I think the Blues could miss the 8.
That's a big call.
Fast forward, not even 2 weeks later, he's gone and said, Carlton has to be premiership favourites.
Well,
and if anyone tells you that they shouldn't be, they're not following the game properly. So
typical Carlton supporter.
Great catch. Great catch there. Not just that. That's a typical media person. They know Carlton. Any topic, Carlton is going to get the phones ringing. It's going to get the comments going, the likes going from fans, from haters, from everyone. Carlton, Collingwood, Essendon. We'll throw Richmond in there too. Those 4 clubs, the big 4, they get people clicking. So that's just the media guy doing media things.
I reckon he fell on his head walking down the stairs in those 2 weeks.
Tell you what else is important, that Carlton don't do that long bomb crap into 50, because every team is going to defend that, especially if both Harry and Charlie are playing.
Yeah.
That was something... God, can you guys remember the first half of last season, how often we did that? We looked lost. Get the ball, bond the ball. Get the ball, bond the ball. And
let's not go there.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Anyway,
let's not start the season like that.
I do miss a good Blake Acres on the full though. I do miss that.
Yeah, we'll see what he brings opening ground.
How many times have you watched the Melbourne game? Honestly.
I actually haven't watched it.
Yeah, neither.
Few times. Yeah, a few times.
I'm going to watch it after this.
A handful.
No.
I have watched it easy. 70 times, I reckon.
You can recite the commentary. I definitely know that. It's
I haven't had time to buy Vaso.
Watched it on my birthday last week.
Inflation.
No, it's that's a one for the ages.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, look, moving to the injuries, we've got Jesus, who's done his ACL. Heartbroken for the guy. Andy, the post you put up on our Instagram page, bang on A1. The bloke literally has 100,000 plus Carlton faithful behind him every step of the way with his recovery, and I can't wait to see him back out on the park. But what a year to miss out on! Imagine what's going through that guy's head at the moment. Like your team, and he missed out on the final series as well, right? Because he wasn't able to get back in time and get enough match playing to be match fit. Imagine what's going through that guy's head. He's probably thinking this team is very, very likely to make it all the way, and I'm going to miss out.
How old is Jack?
I think he's 26,
27.
I'd say 26, 27.
Has he ever been fit?
Yeah, man.
Fully fit. Has he fully been fit and played full seasons?
Yeah. He's had a couple of injuries, the shoulders and
I think they were early though.
I think Moose is on the hater train at the moment.
Nah.
I think he's been fine the last few years though.
Nah, he's just always had niggling injuries. He's missed weeks.
Huh?
I don't know.
Maybe.
16 games played last year.
Yep.
Obviously,
he played 16 last year.
That went under the radar, didn't it?
Yeah, 16. For someone who
21 the year before, 21 matches the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Has he ever played a full season?
15 prior to that, 3 in 2020. So obviously,
the last 3 years has been decent. It's been well.
Yeah. Look, he's a mainstay. He's a mainstay of the team. Like he's always played above a dozen matches a year, no matter what. So
I don't think you'd find many players who've played every game all year, to be honest. Especially his position.
Who had that run for us? Was it Cade Simpson who had that record-breaking run?
Yep.
By a Phil Collingwood player. Knocked him out.
Look, I hope he comes back, and I hope he's recovers from it.
He'll be back.
Some match fitness and comes back into the side.
Back to back. He'll play in our back-to-back premiership.
All right, it's going to be all right, Moss.
That's the the mindset is you want to come back stronger, like what Doherty did, what Curnow did as well. But if I'm in the club and if I'm Elijah Hollands, if I'm Ashton Moyer, if I'm Orazio Fantasia, one of those guys, Harry Lemmy, it's hey, I've got a chance here. I've got a real chance to have a run of games or crack into this team. And I dare say Jack is the type of person that will be motivating them to say, hey, you guys need to step up. You guys need to come in and do a job here, So he's the kind of guy that'll motivate them. So that's I guess that's a bit of silver lining, I guess.
And it's not only the new draftees in the team, but also the likes of Motlop and Owies and Durden,
Fogarty.
that probably need to step it up in his absence. And JSOS not only has impact in the forward line, but also in the ruck as well. So then I think there's a bit of expectation now on TDK and Pito to really get it together. There was an article that Carlton put up a couple of weeks ago saying where they interviewed Pito, and they were talking about how much chemistry they've been able to build in the preseason between both him and TDK, which is really, really promising to see. So it'll be good to see what eventuates from that chemistry this year, because that's critical, right? TDK has a lot of upside. He started to show that in the final series last year. Let's see how much higher he can take that.
TDK's game against Melbourne,
a huge season for him this season.
Massive. He got us back into that game.
Yeah, single-handedly in that first quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other injury is Jacob Wittering. Now, obviously, he's not going to miss the rest of the season. He'll probably miss a couple of weeks, maybe 4 weeks. But whilst it's upsetting, I personally don't feel as uneasy about that, because I think our defense, our backline has been quite solid, and we've got a number of people that can step into his shoes and maybe not fill it exactly the way that he does. Wittering is an absolute unit, the general in our backline, but that's okay. Not okay.
It's an absolute crime that he doesn't have an All-Australian jacket.
100%.
It's a crime.
Mm-hmm.
Deserves
Absolutely. It is.
Deserves it. But yeah, I think I absolutely agreed. We've got Mitch McGovern apparently is having a really good preseason. Mm-hmm. Lewis Young is there. Yeah. Brody Kemp.
Marchbank finally gets a preseason.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lewis Young's an interesting one. Does he come back into the side?
No. Marchbank.
Yeah.
Marchbank and Kemp, I think, will be our two key defenders.
Yeah.
Because Marchbank, remember him in the comment? Like, how slow did he look when he first came back into the side? And we all, me first, I was like, man, what are we doing? Why are we testing people out? Right now, when we need to win each and every game, why are we testing players? And he looked 2 steps behind everyone else for the first couple of games, and then he really started to kick into gear and find
some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Bloody oath he did.
Yeah.
So we're saying Marchbank. Are we saying Marchbank over Lewis?
He looks upset that we're good.
Are we saying Marchbank over Lewis? Or we're saying?
You want a hug, Moose? Do you want a hug? What is it then?
I just feel I'm going to get it off my chest.
You need a hug.
Get it off your chest. Here we go.
I just feel
like you're about to depress my life.
It's not that.
Go on.
I just feel it's 2024, right? It's a new year. It's great. We did really well last year. I'm all for it. We went to Brisbane. We had a laugh, run a mark. We got depressed. That's not...
I didn't run a mark.
What's the show you went to tonight? Go on. Sorry.
Mush went and watched The Notebook. That's why he's so depressed.
And I feel as though...
I know when someone's watched The Notebook.
We need to just settle. We're starting 2024, one round at a time.
I appreciate that, Mus. I do, and I'm hearing you.
I'm
hearing what you're saying. But I have not put the lid back on since we beat Melbourne in that final last year. That lid was already off, and I threw the lid away at that game. Yeah. We are winning the flag this year, bro.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that Melbourne game.
No, there's no hope. There's no hope. We are going to win the flag. We are going to win the premiership. We are winning 17. 17 is coming home.
Imagine that. I liked it.
Imagine that.
We've got to manifest it, boys.
Goosebumps over here, jeez.
I got heartburn.
I got muckers.
What?
Oh, yuck.
Oh, shit.
That's brilliant.
Oh, man, I can't wait. Hey, when are the practice games? Like a week away or 2 weeks away?
One's on the 28th of Feb. We got Melbourne.
Yeah, the Melbourne one.
28th of Feb. But there's one before it.
Are we going to that, by the way?
I'll be there, probably.
Yeah, most likely.
Tickets were too expensive. I can't.
The second one, I'll be. The Melbourne game.
Couldn't get a flight.
Wait, what's the first one? Against Geelong?
I think it's
Geelong.
In Geelong, yeah.
When?
Like a week
21st.
before that.
First, I think. I think it's 21st. Don't quote me on that.
Might make the drive. You right, Carl?
Yeah, my camera's a bit. How you going? We'll be right.
Where's it
That's
going?
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bring it
It's
down.
fell back.
Yeah, we got
We're all right.
we got Geelong Thursday 22nd
22nd.
of Feb in the
What
morning.
time? In the
11
morning?
a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I'm not going
11.
too long in the morning.
In Geelong.
11 a.m. I don't know if it's in Geelong.
No,
but
it's Icon.
11 a.m. Yeah, I was going to say it should
Icon.
be, and then
Icon?
Yeah.
yeah, they're
No, I
both
don't
at
know.
Icon Park.
Oh,
Both
the
at Icon
28th,
Park, so-
28th.
and then the
Yeah.
28th, 6:40 p.m. versus Melbourne. So
That's a Wednesday, yeah?
Wednesday night.
Yeah, I might
be
go
there
to
after
that one.
work.
Mm.
Pick me up, Moss.
Working. But
Doesn't matter.
just come anyway. Hope
pick
my
me up.
boss isn't listening.
No, we hope he is listening. We hope he's liking, sharing, and subscribing.
Please
And
do.
lets me go. Nice.
Yeah, that one.
I'll take it.
No, I'm rearing for a game at Icon Park. I was at the open training a couple of weeks ago. I think it was can't remember, it was the 19th of Jan or whatnot, but yeah, it was a few weeks back, and that was really good fun. It was a good atmosphere, a lot of people, school holidays as well, so a lot of kids around, and I was optimistic about seeing JSOS snag all these goals and go up for marks and play really well, and then I think he took a hanger as well, and I think the news broke like a couple of days after that he'd obviously done the ACL, so that was a bit bleak, but in the training session itself, it was great. It was they were going hard. I love watching Walsh train because he trains like he plays. Right, he's an absolute beast. He just always looks like he's just taking it a notch above everyone else. Love watching it.
Yeah, he's going to be good to watch. He's going to be really good. Yeah, you know what we should do soon? Maybe on the next episode, maybe we can go through like a best 22, who we expect to hit the park against Brisbane. What do you guys
Good idea.
reckon?
Lock it in.
In?
Fucking moose.
Fan.
It's so upset.
What you said, the press, bro?
I haven't eaten, bro. Times are tough. Inflation.
Give us a highlight of
Dan
of,
Andrews.
Give us a highlight of Andrew Huberman's show tonight.
Well,
What's
Andrew
the key-
Huberman, he's a
what's the key
professor.
takeout?
He's a professor of ophthalmology and really
And
good.
depression.
He's really today was more so about himself and connecting with the people listening on the other end. Been listening to his podcast probably for the last 10 years or so.
Dollar.
I
No, it's
can't
actually
take
really
Carl
good.
seriously.
He's really
I'm
good.
trying not to laugh at Carl.
What are we talking about?
I missed you
Andrew
boys,
Huberman.
man. I fucking missed you boys.
I was talking about nuts and stuff. Nuts, and he's hungry. His times are tough.
Oh my god. This is yeah. It's been a while, boys. It's
good to be back.
been a while.
It's been so long. It's been
You're
so
not
long. It's
wrong.
been good though.
What are we predicting? What are we actually predicting for the year, boys? Have we spoken about this?
No, yeah.
I think we tried to in the last one, the failed
Oh, that's
one.
right. Yeah.
Everyone was lagging.
Let's ask the question then. Before we wrap it up, let's just see what's everyone's expectation. Season finish. So home and away season finish. What do we expect?
Top
Top
two.
four.
Top
Top
four.
four.
Let's say third.
First.
You moose.
You ready?
Last.
No,
Here we go. Here we go.
Top 18. Go.
Nah. We'll finish fifth.
Hey, Amal, is there like a cancel button for Moose?
It's just Moose out.
Delete.
No, we'll be right. We'll finish fifth, but
50, you reckon?
yeah.
All right. Who finishes above us?
All right, good call. Collingwood.
Yeah.
GWS.
GWS won't make the 8.
That's a
GWS.
both
Collingwood.
big calls.
Brisbane. Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Wow.
Hey, you know what? You know what? That's not such a bad call. I reckon we'll beat them by 300 points. But it's not a bad call.
I'll put
Fair.
Sydney ahead of Adelaide.
And Sydney's cheeky in there, and I like Essendon. So
Gold Coast.
You know,
it's not going to be
Essendon-
it's not going to be a walk in the park.
No, absolutely not.
You
But
said
bro, who's
fifth,
going to
and
get
then
close
you
to
put
us?
7 teams ahead of us. What do you mean?
Who's going to think about our physicality, bro? Look at our brutal game style. Which other team can match that?
And that's my concern. Is it going to be able to go through the whole season without injuries?
Well, again, we
That's
go
why
back
it's
to
important.
Carl's point.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
back to Carl's point. If we're able to get a good start, we can man manage later on in the year. So we approach finals, mate.
Oh, I hope so.
No, you don't. You don't.
I don't want Carlton to lose. I'm just being real.
Hey, Moose, look, after we finish recording, I'll meet you somewhere. I'll give you a hug. It's going to be all right, mate.
Come past, guys. I win.
Hey, I've missed this so much.
Been good.
Been
Wait.
Before
we get off, hang on, man. We still got.
Oh
got
shit! You haven't even
questions,
finished. Sorry,
This bloke.
my
Having
bad.
too much fun.
What's your expectation for the actual year? What's a pass mark? And what do you think? Where do you think we'll finish the season at?
Given the way that we're going to start the season, so with the 2 injuries, we're pretty much at full strength, right? I think a top 2 finish and a grand final appearance is a pass mark.
Mhm.
I think that's a reasonable expectation to have, considering,
Prelim.
considering that we made a prelim with the people that we had and where their performances were at the time.
Realistically, look, we have to finish. We have to finish like without that top 6. We have to. If we don't,
No, thank you.
yeah, top 6. But I still think we finished top 4. Pass mark is a grand final only because we really made a prelim.
Mhm.
But it's fucking hard, man.
It is hard. How hard was it to get there?
Yeah, that's why it's important. Big start.
Top 4 has to be like we spoke about at the end of last season, right? Like, finishing, trying to get to a grand final from 5th. So top 4 for me is the minimum expectation in the home and away season because it secures a double chance. Not necessarily the home final, but secures a double chance. But yeah, like if you're going into the season, you're always going to want to better yourself. Like you're always going to look back and say, okay, well, let's see what we did last season. How can we better ourselves? Not like let's get to the same spot and plateau. How do we better ourselves? Which is obviously a grand final. And what gives me optimism is the fact that only 2 or 3 players had career best seasons. So there's a lot of upside. We had obviously a nasty run of a couple of injuries here and there, which the good thing this is we've got a lot of depth. When we do our best 22, it's going to be probably the most difficult one we've done because you've got players that should be walking into the 22, but probably they can't. So that's what's pleasing, that we've got that depth and everyone seems to be hungry and focused and next man up and whatnot. So that's top 4, and then you've got to strive for the big dance.
Go on. Go, Moose.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah,
call.
you.
Fair call.
Yeah. Go on.
What are we saying? How many teams are there in the AFL again? Nah, look, let's be real. We need to make top 4, I think. But I still do think we'll finish just outside. And a prelim is a non-negotiable, and a grand final appearance would be fantastic.
So for you, a prelim is the pass mark?
Yeah, have to make another prelim. Anything more is a bonus, but look, I'd love to see a grand final appearance, but a prelim, it's kind of a repeat of last year. But if we finish 5th, a prelim is a pass mark. If we finish top 4, we want to see a grand final appearance.
Absolutely.
Andy,
Yeah,
what do you got?
I'm much the same. Just a bit more optimistic. I think we're in the window now, right? We're in the window. So for me, yeah, a pass mark is a grand final, but I honestly think, like, even in hindsight, even if we make a granny and God forbid we lose it, I think we need to win a grand final now. Now we're in the window where anything less than a premiership is kind of a failure of a season. I mean, we're going to take our positives, of course. It's not all doom and gloom, obviously, if you lose a grand final. But I think we've got ourselves in a really, really strong position. So I think we'll finish top 2. I honestly do believe that. And yeah, grand final pass mark, but we should, like, premiership, is tunnel vision for me.
I put something out to you guys real quick. Like, if you're a Melbourne fan, right, if you're hopefully enjoying your time at Mount Hotham or Mount
You're
Columbia.
right.
Yeah. But if you're a Melbourne fan and you've seen your team blitz it during the home and away season the last 2 years, but you've lost the last 4 finals you've played. You have not won a final. 2 this year, 2 last year, 2 the year before. Like, it just goes to show you the home and away season. Although yes, you can blitz it, you can finish top 2 as well and whatnot. But September's where it counts as well. So I feel like you'd be feeling very indifferent as a Melbourne fan throughout the season. A lot of positives. Your team's spoken about as equal or second or third premiership favourite, and then as soon as it comes to September, so that's where I think everything, it's like a mini reset button, and it's like, hey, now the real work starts, really, right? So, so all well and good to put ourselves in that place, I guess, during the home and away season, but it's what we do in September.
How good was it watching Carlton at the MCG in a final? Like we said this last year, but it felt different. It felt really different. We go every week. We're week in, week out. We're there every week. It just felt different. There was a buzz. You know what I mean? It was a different buzz, and that is where we belong. And our game style is finals football. Finals footy is brutal. That's why we were able to stand up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm very confident that it will build.
Good call.
There's a lot to look forward to. But let's catch up again in a couple of weeks. Maybe after the first or the second practice match, maybe we can have an opportunity to talk about that. We'll look at our best 22. And then we'll just look forward to the start of the season. We'll preview the Brisbane game. That should be fun. And then jump into the season from there. But it's been good.
We're almost there, gents.
Yeah,
how long?
It's been really good to kick this off once again officially, the second time round. And I'm excited. I'm excited for season 2024. For those watching along, let us know what your predictions are. What's a pass mark for you guys for season 2024 from the Baggers? And if you have any questions, if you want us to cover anything off or let you know about what our thoughts are on any sort of questions or topics surrounding the Baggers or AFL, just chuck a comment on YouTube or on TikTok or wherever it is that you're viewing us. Gents, it's been a pleasure. And until the next episode, it is sayonara from the Monday Blues.
Take it now.
You.